Yo, people, man, Jazz in the building, man. I'm not gonna lie, I made this distinction with 50 Cent and T.I.'s whole beef or whatever, and I said, obviously, 50 Cent was engaging in beefs and all of that type of stuff back in the day, but I feel like now he's ascended to such a place of power that when it comes to the rap world, he can just be a bully, bro. He's at a place now where he's pretty much untouchable. The money he has, the power he has, the connections and that, bro. And I do not think we'll ever see him kind of get into it the way he does with rappers as he does with other billionaires and multi-millionaires and all of that, because that's a whole different ball game. But in the rapper world, he can most definitely be a bully. And I feel like XQC has reached that point as well, and that, man, where he's gotten to a place, kind of stays to himself. He's one of the biggest, got hella bread when it comes to the streamer-ish. And now and that, but he just throws his weight around, man, because he knows he's pretty much untouchable. He's solidified his spot, man. You get what I'm trying to say? And I feel like that's why he kind of doesn't really fear or care about talking about this person and that person, no matter what it is, whether it's facts, whether it's his own agenda and that, man. I feel like he's literally at a place where he looks around and he's like, yeah, I'm comfortable in the position that I'm at and I'm going to throw my weight around and that, man, and make people feel me. You know what I mean? Pause. Fire feeling. Let's continue.
XQC is like a really brash person who can talk like incredibly negatively about people, like people he knows in real life.
When me and him got into it, that was like 3-4 months ago. Y'all know I don't hold grudges. I didn't really care. Plus, I'm in this nice establishment. I'm here just to have a good time.
His community enables it as well. His community enables it as well. You know, and people like it type of thing. So when you're doing something and people are boosting you and that, man, come on now, man.
I didn't really care. Plus, I'm in this nice establishment. I'm here just to have a good time. I'm just happy to be here. But he gets on there and he called me a view botter. He say DDG this and your music sucks and blah, 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 blah. But in person, he want to shoot a basketball around me with his feet out, with his toes out.
During COVID, XQC's mistreatment of other content creators kind of started this drama a little bit because he would just like treat every content creator like a NPC.
An unintended consequence of Mr. Beast's extravagant and luxurious collaborative event that he did this past weekend was that a lot of streamers had to come from behind the camera and meet IRL, meaning that they would.
And it was one of the greatest things. I'm definitely watching the video, but everything that we've seen, because all of these personalities and streamers were in one place and all the feelings and that, and all the energy was just circulating in one room, was a beautiful thing because it exposed a lot, man, and I love it.
Was that a lot of streamers had to come from behind the camera and meet IRL, meaning that they would be confronted with all the nonsense and mess that they talked online. We saw how that impacted a streamer like Neon, who has been a social pariah for a couple
years.
You know,
catching these hands. You catching them
years now. But now somebody else whose feet have been put to the fire is XQC, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde of the streaming world. I don't know why Ludwig phrased it like that. Several streamers pointed out how XQC is different online versus in person. Not only to me does this expose something about XQC himself personally, but it also exposes a secret in the streaming industry that a lot of people do not understand. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way for this community. Trust me, I'm gonna work for that subscription, but please be generous and drop it. Now, back into the video. You see, the thing about commentating online in the comfort of your home and racking up a bunch of money is that you can say whatever you want and you don't necessarily have to face the consequences and repercussions of your actions. You can make whatever claims, you can call people whatever names, you can do all these different things, but as long as you are protected by a screen, a comment section, and a fan base that loves you, then nobody can really give you any pushback. And XQC has a history of this, just like any other streamer, and we'll get to that in a second. But when met in real life at the Mr. Beast event, hey man, it's time to nut up or shut up, and seemingly he shut up.
XQC.
And this is the thing though, bro. When it comes to, I always try to live by the principle of anything I'll say on camera, I'll be able to say it to the person's face. And also I always think that my sister's watching this, my mum's watching this, a family member's watching this. I feel like sometimes people get so far removed from actual reality in the real world that you get people doing crazy things, kind of like, for example, your rage. I'm sure some of the things your rage says he wouldn't want his mum seeing, but if he actually had the thought that, yo, my mum might see this, he might actually chill out because he says some outrageous things. Not just him, your Bruce Dropomoffs, Kai Sinats, things like they do, just streamers and content creators in general. You always kind of have to have in the back of your mind, yeah, you want to entertain, you want to say certain, yeah, it might outraging things, you might want to push the barriers, but at the same time, and that, bro, we're still in the real world. And I feel like the camera, sometimes when you turn it on and start talking in this room by yourself and that family goes and this person's watching, that person's watching, you get removed and disconnected from reality. So you kind of have to have a certain set of reminders in your head that You know what I mean? Chill out a little bit, man.
Then,
Chill
hey
out a little
man,
bit.
it's time to nut up or shut up, and seemingly he shut up.
XQC is like Jekyll and Hyde, because who XQC is on stream is like a really brash person who can talk like off cuff, like incredibly negatively about people, like people he knows in real life. Like he says actually some really like mean about people he knows in the real world. And then you meet him in real life and he treats the person who was online saying those mean things as a different person. And he's like really sweet in real life. And I was like, weren't you just like talking crazy shit? But I think his...
But this is also what happens. He's a literal internet troll, but with millions on a platform. Like that's all that is. He's an internet troll with millions on a platform.
Like really sweet in real life. And I was like, weren't you just like talking crazy shit? But I think his brain is so corrupt, he views it all as content and not legitimate.
A good old-fashioned switcheroo
exactly.
is what Ludwig is claiming that XQC does. He
Don't
says
fold your
these
hands when I
things
fold my hands on
online
you,
that
bro.
seemingly hurt people's feelings, but then when he gets in person with them, it's nothing more than just content. And I do think that there is a level of understanding in this game, once you get into it, that things that are said on this camera can be for entertainment purposes. If I jump out the window and say somebody like Legend of Winning sucks and I hate his guts, well, in real life, that's my brother, and I'm always gonna love him, and people should understand that I'm probably trying to get people riled up, you know, for the clip, essentially. So a part of me does understand that and agrees with XQC and his explanation about it.
Chat, I think it's why I have an easy time, like, not holding grudges against people that I don't have a problem with. Like, I can say, oh yeah, Ludwig is a bitch ass, he cheated in Among Us, and that's all it is. Like, that part of him stays stagnant in that little spot, and that's just what it is. That's it. I don't need to press him at LAN and tell him I'm jacked to fight me IRL because he cheated in fucking Among Us.
But with that said, I think that there is a clear line that is drawn, and maybe people need better social awareness skills, or maybe people just need to recognize that the stuff that they say is just not going in one ear and out the other for everybody. But people do cross the line when it comes to this reaction, commentary, I'm a streamer lane. The same scenario about my brother. If I were to take it to the next level and start to call him out of his name, talk about his personal life, you know, talk about his looks or whatever the case may be, yeah, I could definitely see at the next family function how we would have some sort of static. But to take it a step further, these guys don't even know each other. So how do we know that you're always playing or that it's content or whatever the case may be when you're calling me a bitch ass? As a real street nigga, bitch ass is offensive. And maybe people could excuse XQC if it was just a...
This guy always with this as a street. You're not from the streets, man. Idiot you, bro. Why did you keep pushing this narrative, man? Oh my days. What people need to understand in that, bro, is that you got to treat every single individual differently, bro. And I feel like because the internet, how can I say it? For example, when Nike or some flipping food company do something and that, bro, yeah, people might get outraged in that, bro, but they say Nike, and then everyone moves on. For example, when Feastables came out, though, and people can put a face to know the actual owners in terms of Mr. Beast, KSI, all of that, and they feel like they're doing some BS, bro. Now all of that hate is gonna go towards those guys. So, and the reason that is because we've watched Mr. Beast and KSI for all of these years and that, bruv. And we've literally been in their room and their house and da. So I feel like there's a certain level of, I don't know, comfortability that comes with watching these guys, whether it's the viewer or the other streamers watching them. So I feel like exactly that level of comfortability comes through. And I feel like people at XQC get too comfortable talking about these guys because it's like, yo, that's a friend or da. But now that's not a friend, bro. Yeah, you might have seen certain parts of their life that you may not have seen with a regular person because they're on camera, but that's not your friend. You don't know them like that. So the only time I'm going to really call someone a bitch ass or say this is my actual proper friends or family members that I know I can play like that. There's certain aunties I can mess about with in certain ways, certain aunties I can't. There's certain friends I can do certain things to, certain friends I can't. And I feel like that's what you got to realize. Number one, like I said, if you have a friend or a best friend, yeah, talk to them a certain type of way. But if you don't know someone in real life, don't know them like that, there's certain things you just shouldn't say. Whether you're a content creator, they're a content, just chill out, bro. But I feel like XQC doesn't understand that. Like I said, his mentality is warped and that, especially just being in a room for that long and kind of like I said, the real world kind of just starts to disintegrate from your mind.
As a real street nigga, bitch
Crazy.
ass is offensive. And maybe people could excuse XQC if it was just a one-off type situation, but this happens multiple different times with multiple different content creators. Remember when XQC was running around saying that everybody was viewbotting?
Even Kai's pretty natural too. So some of Kai's friends though, I'm not. Hey, if I speak, I'm gonna show you something that's a bit off the charts. I got you, bro. Yesterday, I didn't even know about this guy. And I think it's the GOAT. This guy might be the GOAT. He's just doing it better. 1K next day, 800 next day, 8K next day, 60K. That's the GOAT. Then they have 20, 30, 20. That's the absolute GOAT of streaming.
The thing is though, looking at the statistics is one thing and that, bro, but you also got to realize in terms of what was actually going on during that time as well. Especially with streams and that, man, because there can be a big boost in terms of you do an event, you collaborate with someone. So numbers is one thing, but you also got to look at, you know what I'm saying, what was going on within these streams as well. But 100% people inflate their numbers and that. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Whether it's the actual streamer, whether it's someone on the team, or it's... Bro, I was randomly streaming once upon a time and that, bro, and I got purged, bro. I don't know if it's purged. I don't know what the hell the term is, but I went from like, I don't know, 10 viewers and that, bro, to like 1,000, and then I had like 2,000 followers. Like, what the... I was like, what the hell is... This was years ago, bro. So sometimes it's not even the actual person, man.
Oh, you said I'm
You know what
botting.
I mean?
Listen, yeah, I do not care enough to bot no goddamn views. You think if I'm spending all this money, bro, you think I'm finna motherfucking pay for some goddamn bots? I don't care that much.
Now, I think in an attempt to
Yes, you do.
unearth some
Right,
sort
what?
of conspiracy theory that was going on in the streaming industry, XQC was going at just about anybody and everybody when it came to viewbotting. And now, sitting in 2026 as the CEO or founder of Night Media, put out an article about viewbotting and how if you're not viewbotting, you're losing, which we should probably get into either on a video or a stream on this channel. We probably don't have the same feelings about viewbotting as we did a year or 2 or 3 ago. But for what it's worth, those claims back then even were detrimental. A slew of hate came to Rakai, Reggie, and the rest of Clover Boys, and then a slew of hate came to DDG amidst the claims of them being viewbotters. And the only thing that these
Yeah, that's
guys
regular
could do
for
was
DDG
defend
though,
their
man.
names
Those people
online
going
and
through.
social media. But when given an opportunity to confront these things face to face, it seems as though XQC kind of tucked tail on the claims and wasn't really about that life, wasn't really willing to stand on that square about the situation.
Oh, why why you telling niggas I viewbot? Like, why, what makes you think I viewbot, right? He goes, no, I don't.
Oh my God.
I wasn't saying that, bro. I wasn't saying that at all, bro. I wasn't saying that at all. I was just saying, and in the auto, like the shimmy. I'm like, niggas speak. All you niggas keep saying, motherfucking. I stutter.
XQC is not somebody that I would ever look at and be like, that was my first time seeing him in person. Mind you, when me and him got into it, that was like 3-4 months ago. Y'all know I don't hold grudges. I didn't really care. Plus, I'm in this nice establishment. I'm here just to have a good time. I'm just happy to be here. I'm not finna press XQC and try to fight with him in front of all these streamers and all these corporate people and Mr. Beast and all of this and come.
Bro, picking a fight with XQC is basically bullying, bro. Like, come on now, man. Like, you don't get no brownie points.
Here and be ghetto. I'm professional when I need to be professional. XQC is obviously not in my liking. He's not my friend. He hates on me for no reason. Yeah. I don't talk about him. Prior to him talking about me, I've never spoken about this man. But he gets on there and he called me a viewbotter. He say DDG this and your music sucks and blah, 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 blah. But in person, he want to shoot a basketball around me with his feet out, with his toes out. So I'm like, bro, this is a nice white man. He don't want no smoke. He's scared to even look me in the eyes. So that's why I said what I said. And then Neon already leaked what didn't happen. I'm not going to go into detail, but he waited for a certain reason, and then he started saying what he said. I'm like, bro, like, what do I look like whooping XQC ass, man? What do I look like that? Mind you, even if that was the case, if it was that deep to me, he gonna sue me so goddamn hard. It ain't gonna be no fight. It's gonna be a lawsuit.
For what it's worth, I don't necessarily blame XQC for this online persona that he's decided to take on. You know, I'm not necessarily here to give any career advisement. He's bigger than me and anybody else who would be seeing this. You know, you do what you want to do. But for one, you do have to give your opinions as creators, as reactors, as commentators, as whatever. And you're not gonna like everything. You're not gonna like everyone, and that's totally okay. Some of these people can
But a lot of the topics XQC does talk on, though, he chooses to talk on them. It's not like people are asking his opinion. He'd be going out of his way to mention and talk about certain things at certain times. Though.
As whatever. And you're not gonna like everything. You're not gonna like everyone, and that's totally okay. Some of these people can be some of the biggest names in the world, and for whatever reason, you just don't have an affinity for them. Mine is J. Cole. You know, for whatever reason, I'm not the biggest fan of J. Cole. And there shouldn't be anything wrong with that. With me saying it, with me feeling it, or whatever.
On J. Cole, bro.
But if
Shout
it's
out
one
J.
thing
Cole,
that
bro.
I'm
You know
not
what I'm
gonna
trying to
do is get into a situation after I've said all these things about J. Cole online, where I am in real life with J. Cole, and then go to dap him up, try to play basketball with him, get some shots off, show him my mixtape. That would be very fake of me, especially if I was doing personal attacks. You know, attacks on people's character, like saying that they're view botters, saying that they're broke, saying they don't spend time with their children, etc., etc. I think DDG put a real nice point in it, saying that XQC felt like an IRL hater, like his biggest IRL hater coming to fruition and seeing him in real life, especially because he did that one video where he sat down with his biggest haters and confronted them. It was a lot of rah-rah online,
idiot,
and then when they got in person, the stories and the reasoning just kind of fell apart, kind of like a chihuahua just barking without a lot of bite. People also have to understand that content creators are artists and they see everything. Why? Because they have communities out there that send them stuff, or if a good title or thumbnail comes around the block, it gets sent out to them, or they check DMs, or they just see everything about them. Trust me, I've been in situations in which my commentary videos have gotten to other content creators and they have either iced me out, cussed me out, or tried to have a stern talking to with me about the content that I make on this channel, me giving commentary towards them. Whether it was good, bad, a misunderstanding, or whatever, they see that shit and they feel it. And this is just me with 131K subscribers. Hit the button, it could be more. Imagine if you're one of the biggest saying these things. They're going to see it and people's audiences are going to pitch one another against each other. Oh yeah, bro, you can't be in real life and kick it with me and try to skate with me. Now, instead of XQC going home and addressing these things head on, saying, hey, this is probably a character that I play, or there's nothing wrong with giving opinions, I don't know, giving some sort of middle ground, he kind of validates everyone's claims about him. He goes home, closes that glass door, and gets to barking again like a little dog.
Just a jump shot, no shoes. It's a nice white man, right?
Why is he no shoes on a basketball? This is a man that's never played sports before, bro. What the hell?
No shoes. It's a nice white man right here, man. It just doesn't make sense for me to even be going back and forth with this nigga, man.
Now reverse the roles though. Oh, now I'm weird. Now I'm weird for bringing it up. Is my jump shot not cool enough? Am I not fucking, yo, am I not tough enough? I don't get it. Is being no shoes on makes me
The fact that DDG ended that whole commentary with, this is a nice white man. I thought XQC was going to say, and I'll turn the scripts, and what if I said, he's a nice black man. But no, he even put that to the side and said, what, my jump shot is not cool enough, and then what the hell, not is whack. Like, what the hell, bro? Like, the hell, of all things that you could have picked up on and tried to flip the script, that's what you chose, bro. I don't play basketball. I've barely watched it, fam. It was whack, fam. Like, what we doing? And as a person that plays sport, no shoes on a court, like, what we doing here, man? Of all things you decided to nitpick, that's what you decided to nitpick. No, bro, your jump shot is just ass, bro. Like, the hell? What are we doing? That wasn't racially motivated. It's just ass. Like, you get me?
Am I not fucking, yo, am I not tough enough? I don't get it. Is being no shoes on makes me lesser? Like, dude, this is a streaming game. Like,
no, this guy is an idiot, man. No, the XQC, bro. Yeah, he's a special human being, man. I can't lie. Of all the things he decided to nitpick, that's what he chose to nitpick on. Flipping hell.
We're trying to make everybody laugh and have a good time. We're trying to provide value for the fucking people that watch it. The only reason why we are able to do any of this is that the people will watch. The whole point is to create value for those who spend the time to look for stuff to watch. Not here to fucking flex and be fucking.
Okay, say entertain, don't say value, bro. Don't say value. When was the last time I got actual value from one of these guys? Yeah, I don't know. Just say entertain, bro. Don't say value. Because when you say value, I feel like you're supposed to add something beneficial to my life. Improve my IQ. Give me something that I didn't know before. Say entertain. That's a better term, not value.
Cool and gang.
Well, I guess you could say entertainment's a value factor though. So at the same time. You know what I mean?
gangster and whatever the fuck, or tough, or fucking nah, whatever. That's not what we're here for. That's not how you make anything. If I said something black man, I would be fucking canceled forever. I would be.
That's where you can make a point. But talking about your jump shot and wearing shoes, like where are we going with that? This is where I can say, okay, he has a point there.
If I said something black man, I would be fucking canceled forever. I would be donezo.
But nah, you
if
wouldn't
I
be cancelled.
added something black man.
Because you literally just did it and you're not cancelled.
I would be fucking Jover. I'd be out of here in 3 minutes.
The old step back 3 whataboutism reversed racism card. It's one that's been played time and time again, but there's a trap card for that. It's called We Understand You Can't Take Accountability.
I was thinking in general, when I meet some people in
Yo, he's muted and it's not me.
Protected. But what be
Okay then. That's on Amizi's side.
I'm glad XQC went ahead and acknowledged some of these things while he was back behind that screen protected. But what becomes abundantly clear to me is that he's not addressing the ramifications of him making these baseless claims, specifically by name. I think if he was just saying that Twitch was viewbotting or I have a problem with this person or whatever the case may be, it would not hold a lot of weight. But to drag it the way he did, to bring in all these people's names, that's where it gets outrageous. At some point, he gets called out for being a hypocrite. And when he jokes and says that people are viewbotting, then it's fine, it's dandy. But when other people call him out for it, it's bad all of a sudden.
And everything is jokes and not serious except when DDG makes a joke. Now it's deep all of the sudden and it's offensive.
Yeah, but it's not a joke though. Like I'm old enough to see bro, a joke though. This is like when Sean the Black says a joke about me. Oh, XQC, the racist guy, dude. How is it a joke? That's just fucking brain dead. Like that's just like what a stupid fucking take that is. Like how is that a joke? It's
Thing you did point out though, what's his name? Was it Young Don or something? I can't remember. Some content creator did point out, and I don't know obviously how true it is because I don't know the track record of how many people XQC tried to expose in terms of viewbotting, but every single person that he did try to expose were black though still. I can't lie to you. I did notice that. I did notice that, but at the same time, every time he exposes someone, it could just be the case where I'm just coming across a black content creator. I might have done it to, I don't know, Spanish ones, Latino ones, white ones, I don't know. But that was a good point. Every single time I personally have seen XQC expose someone for this whole viewbotting, it's always a black content creator. You know what I'm trying to say?
It's just trash. And then he says, oh no, I'm backing away from that. And then he does it again and again and again. It's literally his shtick. Every fucking couple days, he tweets about fucking, this is racist. This guy's, oh yeah, he thinks about everybody being racist when there's not even a hint of racism in anything he posts about. The guy sees the fucking ghosts of the fucking KKK moving around. Like, he's schizoing fucking clan leaders walking around or some shit. Like, what the fuck's going on, man? Dude, like, relax. Not everything is racist. Like, Christ, man.
Y'all notice how XQC went with the race card again?
Cause I feel like XQC say a lot of shit on stream that don't like, but in his head it's like, oh, it's just a clip, or oh, it's just this moment. I feel like you're being a this. So when I see you in person, it's not that deep. I don't care. But the other are like, yo, gang, that's not how I move, gang. You talked about me. I don't.
Okay, then fair enough. Then we can't be friends, I guess. If you're somebody who
Yo, oh my days, man. If your idea is when you're with a friend, you're this person, but then away from the friend, you're a completely different person. If that is your idea of a friend, then yeah, man. Once again, your mind is warped in all sorts of ways that I didn't even think were possible, man. Flipping hell. Oh, shoot. My bad, Rage. I didn't realize I paused you like that. What the
can't take a light fucking jab that everybody laughs and it creates some content. If you cannot make content off of either self-depreciating or throwing small jabs, then okay.
You're not throwing small jabs. You're literally poking holes and trying to... We're talking about views and all of that type. That is the foundation to a streamer's career and that, bro. You're literally trying to completely obliterate someone's credibility, bro. Like, what we doing, fam? These are not small jabs, fam. You literally actually try, like the main core of what a streamer is and all that. You're literally trying to tear that apart, bro. Like, that's not a small jab, fam. This is people's livelihood, how they make money, and you're trying to affect that. whether you realize it or not. So it's not a small jab.
Then I think you're a bad streamer. One, if you cannot take a small jab for fun out of left field, right? Then I think you suck at making content. Then I don't really give a shit. I mean, it is what it is. I take shots out of everybody all the time, and nobody blinks an eye when I take a bazillion shots that are one joke sometimes.
I think he made an interesting point though about the whole friendship conversation, saying to your age when he made his comments that, well, I guess we just can't be friends. If you're not self-deprecating, if you can't throw little shots and jabs, etc., then we can't be friends. I mentioned these secrets about the streaming industry and content creation as a whole earlier in this video, and I'm here to reveal them now. One, people are putting on an act. I know. Hot take of the week, shocker, most people don't know that. A lot of these guys are playing pretend, they're playing make-believe, and they have a persona that exists when they have the comfort of their home and the digital screens behind them. Most people don't know this though. The average height of a streamer slash content creator that's a man is about 5'6". The relevance of that is like totally unimportant. But they also weigh 130 pounds, also unimportant. But what I'm trying to say to you guys is that they play big and bad. They zoom in on the camera to make them look tougher, meaner, stronger. The camera also adds a little bit of weight. Please don't talk about me and my fupa. But they're doing all of this to make them seem like a cool guy for their audience. The audience can't really check them. The audience can't really say anything about them, whatever the case may be. They only get the glimpses that they are given from the content creator. Another secret to reveal is that everybody in the streaming industry aren't friends. There's this automatic assumption that everybody who streams, creates content, especially within the same niche or realm, is some sort of friend with one another, and I really just don't get that. They might talk about the same things, they might have the same setups and same cameras, hell, they might have even been in the same place and space at one point in time, but that doesn't mean that you're a friend. Think about the job that you had. Well, everybody's unemployed over at the Unemployed News Network, but everybody who works at every McDonald's that flips burgers isn't friends. Everybody who is an insurance adjuster isn't friends nationwide.
Exactly, and what makes people friends is communicating with that friend in different mediums of life, man. If the only time you're going to communicate or talk on someone is when you're talking bad about them, but never talk to them, off of stream or in the DM, bro, are you really friends, bro? If you man only communicate in one place alone, and it's always about a specific topic, like, what are we doing here, man? Like, pattern up. I'm telling you, XQC, his brain, yeah. He's got internet brain, man. Brain rot, whatever you want to call it, man. It's mush.
Burgers isn't friends. Everybody who is an insurance adjuster isn't friends nationwide because they just so happen to work at State Farm, and that's not how that works. With that being said, that doesn't mean that you get to joke around with everybody the way that you would do your friends. I might call my friends a bitch and a pussy and a hoe and all these other cuss words and, punch them on their arm and give them all this, that, and the third, IRL, or in my streaming group, my friend group that makes content. Just because I see another content creator who is within my audience, within my wheelhouse, or whatever the case may be, does not mean that I get to joke around with them like that. I just don't understand why audience can't understand that concept, and then also why streamers apparently can't understand that concept.
No, but for the viewers though, I can understand because they're just here for entertainment, bro. At the end of the day, there's however many people that support me, but it's like I don't really like know the faces and so I don't really even like, you know what I mean? I don't expect the viewers to kind of hold all of these different people to account. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, at the end of the day, they're just here for their own entertainment, man. You get what I'm trying to say? They're just here to, you know what I mean, release some steam, laugh, joke around, talk about a certain topic, and then dip away. But when it comes to the actual streamers now, that's their responsibility. I don't give that responsibility or put that pressure on the viewers' shoulders, man. No. I feel like that's a little bit unfair still. But if you're a content creator, that's who I look to. Like, you should know.
Can't understand that concept, and then also why streamers apparently can't understand that concept either. This is where that shift is coming in 2026 that I always talk about. People are gonna go and be more with their cliques in their groups because people just can't understand these two concepts that I just referenced, and therefore I don't want to be in an awkward time or awkward situation where I'm, not vibing with them, not connecting with, not doing all these things with this other person, and then the chats and the Twitter comms and all this stuff are coming after me. So I'm just gonna stay with my community. And XQC knows this stuff. Yet instead of taking any sort of accountability, he tries to make some sort of analogy that just doesn't fit.
I get mad at a coworker. Who gives a shit? In 30 fucking years, we're never gonna talk. I'm not gonna talk to 99% of the people I interact with. Like, what am I mad about?
I have an actual question, right? If, let's say, I don't fucking know, you're at work, and some guy at work, right? He always forgets to do one part of the work, right? And he submits it, and he cuts corners, and he's a fucking asshat. And then the boss asks him, yo, have you seen him do that? He's like, yeah, he does that. This guy's fucking stupid for doing his shit, right? And you see him at a party, right? Do you go, yo, Matthew, you fucking bitch. Yo, you corner cutting fucking rat. Fuck you. Matthew the sucker. And if you don't do that, dude, you're folding. Chat, you're folding. You're a fold.
It's not about folding, bro. It's about keeping the same flipping energy, man. That's all that's about. No one's saying that you have to go repeat word for word what you said on camera to someone in real life and that, man. But you got to understand that when you say something about someone, depending on how it is, now that means in real life you should operate within a certain way. But operating in a way that is kind of like you acting like nothing happened, like you didn't just talk about this person, you didn't say something negative about them, and the way you're acting towards that person is like nothing happened between you two. There's been no words. It's just stupid, bro. If I say something to, for example, if I criticize an artist, what do you call it? For example, on my music channel or about a content creator and see them in real life, yeah, I'm gonna dap them up, but I'm not gonna act in a certain type of way like I didn't just talk about you on one of my videos. And you get what I'm trying to say? No one's asking you to go repeat what you're saying, but at the same time, just keep somewhat of the same energy. And if that person has a problem with you, don't act like, yo, why do you have a problem? He has a problem with you for a reason. Don't act like there isn't a reason for why he's acting like that. You get me? Like, I don't get what... Yeah.
You're not gonna press that bitch ass Matthew. You're not gonna press that motherfucker. So you're gonna fold.
So
then is what you're saying.
Man.
I find that to be very short-sighted. It's like, I think it's why I have an easy time like not holding grudges against people that I don't have a problem with. The reality is that when there was no money in streaming, nobody was soft. Nowadays, everybody is just so soft. It's like soft noodle. I don't. Yes, it says you.
Yeah, but you are soft though. You're soft in real life and then only quote unquote hard and have tough skin on camera though. So you're basically talking about yourself, my guy. You pay the facade as well on camera. Oh yeah, you have this armor and that, and you can talk about people and that, bro, and speak your mind. But then in real life and that completely switches and that, bro. Hold the same energy. All the same energy.
Streaming isn't soft because you can't get your jokes off with people that aren't friends with you. And also, that analogy about the coworker situation is totally baseless. It doesn't fit. Nobody's saying that you have to run down on them IRL and remind them of your take. But if you do get approached about your opinion IRL, you should be able to stand on your opinion IRL. If J. Cole comes and asks me in the comment section,
I need to stop talking because everything I say, Omizi basically says
or a DreamCon, or whenever I would see J. Cole, I don't know where, maybe playing basketball in the streets or whatever the case may be. Hey, do you think that I am, I don't know, number 3 out of the big 3 between him, Drake, and Kendrick? I would say yes. Why? It's not a problem to say yes. Like, there's nothing wrong with standing on your opinion. But the fact that you don't is the reason why people have problems with you. So now you're talking about the streaming industry is soft and that you can't be friends with these people. But honestly, XQC, I can almost guarantee you that people wouldn't want to be friends with you, especially seeing as to how you've ruined friendships in the past.
My generation, like, no longer collaborating with one another and no longer having a sense of community with one another, I would say, was XQC's mistreatment of other content creators kind of started this drama. He would just like treat every content creator like a fucking NPC.
This man actually needs help. I'm not. Somebody's gotta check in and just sit there. Are you okay? Yo, Hassan, we care. Are you okay, buddy?
Now look, my editor / story person wants me to let you guys know, and yes, I do have those, that XQC got a wake-up call this past weekend. But I don't think that this is just about XQC getting a wake-up call. No. I think that's too easy. I think the entire industry got a wake-up call. People get mad about it being clicked up and, you know, people aren't friends, people are fake in front of you. No. The things that you say online do have actual impact. They do have consequences and repercussions. You can't just say things behind this screen and then stand up from your chair, even though you don't really go anywhere, and then try to be cool and shake people's hands and dap them up and be cordial in their face as if you don't have to address those things. That awkward interaction between Neon and Ray said everything that I needed to know. You don't get to call me out of my name and then reap the benefits of being my friend or being around me. That's just not how things work. And I've stated on this platform before that a lot of what's going on in streaming and content creation is a a hodgepodge, a mix-up, a mashing of different cultural identities, different races, different religions, different societal norms or, you know, customs or whatever, being forced together for the sake of the bag. People that would never ever collaborate were collaborating simply due to the fact that they knew that they could run up some sort of viewership. But I'm here to tell you that that is no more. Every single day we're seeing people section off and faction off because they just don't want to deal with the nonsense and BS. Sure, we could run up a bunch of views by hanging out with this dude, but last stream he did have a white hood on with a gorilla mask next to him. Last stream he had on some dude that was calling black people a hard R and they were laughing at each other. Last stream he did talk about my mother and say that she had knock knees and gap teeth. But then when I ran up on him in real life because we both shop at the same Walmart or Target when I was in South Florida, he was on hush mode. I don't want to deal with that anymore. The industry is saying they don't want to deal with that anymore. Everything that you do in real time has bigger consequences. And so the two-facedness that XQC and other streamers have is being broadcasted and casted out right now. Just watch what you say online, gang. You never know who's watching.
Yeah, man. Like, Omuzi broke it down perfectly. This guy's problem is that he acts like two different people. On camera, he's one person. Off camera, he's another person. And then the fact that he talks about certain people in a certain type of way, and like I said, literally attacking the way they make money, attacking their credibility, attacking their likeliness, their personalities and all of that type of stuff, bro. That when you see them in real life, bro, no one's asking you to, like you say, regurgitate what you said on camera and that, man, but just understand you said something about this person that's in a negative light. And if they feel a certain type of way, just understand it. You try to talk about you don't hold grudges and da-da-da and all of that type of stuff and that, bro, but you just can't understand simple human behavior. Not every single individual is the same, bro. So if someone approaches you in a certain type of way or gives you the cold shoulder or da-da-da, just understand it, fam. You get me? You pretty much make your living on talking shit about people, fam. Yeah, accept the consequences. It's your boy Jazz, and I'm gone, man. But like I said, entitlement, and I don't really think XQC has really been in any type of confrontation or really had to deal with his actions like that in the real world. So I feel like that's why he's this old, older than me, I'm guessing, and is still oblivious to the way life flipping works. But in a bit, people.